Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today, I'm going to admit I think I was wrong. I have for many years had issues with professionally managed funds. Now, I know all the rules, I know all the logic, I know the reasons for them. But I couldn't get it through my head how I could get a no-load fund and still all of those professional investors on Wall Street were making 6 and 7 figures a year. That doesn't make sense to me. So what I want to do today is I want to go through and I want to talk about, first I want to talk about the reasons I was against managed funds. And by this I mean mutual funds, retirement accounts, all managed funds. All right, I was against them. The first one was pre-computer time. It took a long time to set them up. I mean, first you had to do the research, then you contacted the company, then they sent you an application, then you filled it out, then you set up the banking. I mean, it was an ongoing thing. And then if you ever wanted to stop the automatic thing, now it was all reverse time. Another reason was with a few exceptions back in the day, there was too many fees involved. I mean, even 0.5% per year, if you have a retirement account that's got $500,000 in there, I mean, daggone, that adds up over time. And I figured, why should they have the 0.5% or 1%? Why shouldn't I have that? I just invest my own and keep it. Another reason I was against it was they're not transparent. They want you to think they make their money on buying and selling stocks. Well, now that I'm a little bit more educated, I know that there's a tons more way that they make money off of my investments. So once I found that out, or figured that out actually, I found it out and that just confirmed what I thought, because as I said, how can they not charge me a fee to manage my money and still make enough money so that all those fat cats on Wall Street are making 7 figures a year? That didn't make logical sense to me. Well, now it does, and now I feel like I was being used. And then computers came along, and Robin Hood came along. And then I absolutely decided, well, I don't need them now. I could just do it my dang self. You know, I could do my own research that doesn't take 6 months. I can open my own account. I can fund my own account. I can make my own buys and sells. And so that just confirmed for me that I did not want to have anything to do with managed funds. And I still believe that about in retirement accounts, by the way, but for completely different reasons. Now, why did I change my mind? What's changed? Well, it came to me this quarter, actually. The stocks that I had picked are down, okay? And year to date they are down about 20%. And the girl that I was helping set up an S&P 500, and I looked at her account, and her account is up 24% in the same period. That's a big difference. And so now that I know a little bit more about the market, I have a little bit better understanding of what's going on. They have got professionals in their staff that knows about calls and puts and shorts and all of that, so that even when the market goes down and the stocks go down, they still know how to make money out of that, and that's important, especially if the market is headed down. Also, with the onslaught of Robinhood, there have been a lot more retirement accounts and mutual funds and all of those that are no load. So competition has forced the guys to operate on a smaller margin, but hopefully from their viewpoint have a larger stake. So the no load on the managed funds is a huge deal. Let them go make their money somewhere else. They'll still be making $7,000 or seven figures a year, and they're just going to have to work a little harder for it. Another thing that I have decided about managed funds is the profit and the growth tends to be more steady. As an individual investor, if I have, let's say, 10 stocks and only 2 of them go down, that's 20% of my portfolio going down. With a wide reach of stocks in each fund, plus the professionals that know how to do different things, the puts and the shorts and all of that, the income from those tend to be a lot more steady because they know what they're doing, how to manage and how to offset one loss with another profit. So it tends to be a more steady, less volatile market. So now another one is the low amount to enter the market. With a couple of exceptions years ago when I was looking into different funds, it took a minimum of $500 and usually $1,000 to $1,500 to get into any fund. Then there was the annual fee, and then in order to have it taken out of your bank account on a regular basis, there was another minimum of $100 or $200 a month. But with the onslaught of Robinhood and competition, the entrance amounts tend to be lower. The amounts that they can take out each month tend to be lower. So the entry cost for the average person to get in is less than it used to be. And because it's easier and free to take it directly out of your account, you can dollar cost average without giving it much thought. And dollar cost averaging, especially over time in well-managed funds, is how you can make money long term in the market. And I have decided that is a better way. Now, I have seen people online that use calls and puts, and it appears to me that it's gambling. That's not investing. You're gambling that the market goes down or that it goes up. You're gambling that a stock goes down or that it goes up. You're guessing. But when you have a wide spectrum of the whole fund doing a percentage of well-calculated, educated investors doing calls and puts, now it becomes a little bit more like investing and a little less like gambling. They can control the amounts that are done based on a percentage of the total deposits. That makes more sense to me. And I can look at the results and see very easily. The market has been down in small and mid caps, has been down 30 to 40%. Yet the S&P 500 has been down, but not quite as bad because of the tech stocks, but they still be down. But the S&P 500 on her account has been up 24.83%, I think. And the only way that that's possible is because, first off, she got a no-load fund. Secondly, they are using calls and puts to offset the loss on stocks. That's important. And that's why I've changed my mind on managed funds. From now on, I still believe that an individual should have total control over their own investments, whether it's stocks, bonds, funds, whatever. But I have usually talked down funds, managed funds. That ends today. I will, except for the retirement accounts, I think those are a ripoff. And I've done videos on that. But a retirement account is a ripoff. You can get all the benefits from real estate. You don't need a fund. But if you want to be in the market, if you want to diversify, if you want steady growth over time, a managed fund is the way to go. I strongly recommend it. And if you do the research, you'll find that a managed fund, a well-managed fund, no-load managed fund, over time is well worth the investment and the money. That's all I wanted to say. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.